What would it be like, do you suppose, to do nothing whatsoever in life except what you love most, dawn to dusk, to sacrifice everything, including money, for passion? Chuck Kraemer is at large, knee-deep in Boston Harbor, finding out.
On a typical weekday morning, when the sky is low and the stripers are up, and most people would rather be fishing, Jack Gartside is. Sometimes alone off Winthrop or Hull, or sometimes with one of his infinite number of fishing buddies. Today, Dr. Mel Harris, who is happy to drop dentistry for a day and put his 22-footer in the hands of the master.
Jack is essentially, he's legendary.
I've got one.
He may catch 1 or 2 fish. Jack will catch 13 or 14 fish. He's always in touch with his fly.
Such delicate touch, in fact, that Jack Gartside can feel through his line and rod the subtle tug of the current on his fly. And
if he suddenly feels that the fly isn't in the current, there's a reasonable chance it's in the mouth of a fish, and he'll set the hook.
It's a small one, but still a fish.
Fancy Jack Gartside is not. Can't afford to be. His fly box jumbled and spare. His wader strap never quite right. His wader boots second-hand loafers. Why not? They have good traction. Whatever works. You don't need gear if you have smarts.
What's the depth?
26 feet.
Bring me right in.
First rule of fishing, be where the fish are. Jack reads the signs. Currents, tides, other boats, and especially birds, feeding on the same bait fish the stripers are.
Now right over there with that hook.
He's been doing this for more than 50 years now, since boyhood in Revere.
I think I see a flock of birds way over there on Revere Beach.
In the 7th grade, he got the dubious award of most unexcused absences.
I used to spend most of my time out at the breakwater fishing, just a few hundred yards offshore, and I was either late from school or, if the fishing was good, completely absent from school, and learned very early how to forge my mother's signature on a note. Now we trim that down very quickly. You don't have to fish it this way, you can push it forward. Now we have an underwater popper.
It's not supposed to be a profession, exactly, fly fishing.
There are no bare spots anywhere.
But Jack Gartside has managed to make it one, just barely.
I'm going to try a soft tackle gurgler.
By teaching, guiding, and lecturing nationwide.
There you go, sir. Okay.
And selling his signature flies and how-to books at sports shows like this one this past winter in Marlboro.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Are you on my mailing list?
And I guess I'm there as a reminder to people who live in a 9-to-5 world that there's a world out there to be explored and that they can do it too.
Pretty interesting, huh?
He pulls in just enough this way to pay the rent on his Mission Hill apartment, furnished with scissors and Scotch tape, and used mostly as a factory for high hopes of customers all over the world.
The number would be in the thousands. I had quite a mailing list, and I send out a catalog. My cheapest would be $3, and my most expensive would be 10 to 15. I try not to do it more than 7 or 8 hours a day, mainly because it's a little hard on my back. A little flash. I'm maybe best known for the soft tackle streamer. And just wind this in front. This gives it a little barring and a little added action up in this area. I think the desire to deceive is very, very much a part of the human makeup. Voila. People are born cheaters and deceivers. And part of the lure of fishing is to deceive another creature into taking your fly, into taking your bait, and that's a large part of it, deception. Once I fool that fish, I really want to get on to fooling another one. I don't feel a moral obligation to eat the thing, you know. It's like lots of things in the world, you know, that are beautiful. You don't have to own them, you know, to appreciate their beauty.
There he goes.
Along about the summer between our sophomore and junior year in high school, most of us obey, finally, our mother's orders to get a job. Jack Gartside knew better.
I knew how to play upon her heartstrings. I said, "Oh, Ma, you know, can't I just have one more summer as a boy?" And it worked. And I still look up at the sky and say to my mom, "Can't I just have one more summer as a boy?" So here I am, still essentially a boy.
This is Chuck Kraemer, at large.